Housing rules in Canada that you didn't know about. Stick around till the end as it's my biggest point in 2023. First point, Toronto taxes will be raised by 5.5% this year. We're already picking ourselves up from high interest rates, cost of goods, inflation, and now property taxes. As per this article from CP24, we can see that an average homeowner will pay roughly $233 more this year. That may not seem like much, but it amounts to $16 billion in operating budget that they are aiming to use towards building more homes to balance the market. Do you think this will help the economy? Comment below. This is Chandra from the Chandra Real Estate Group, and thanks to your support, we hit almost $20 million in sales last year with dozens of testimonies. If you'd like to chat about buying, selling, or investing in real estate, click on the link below for a free discovery call to discuss your situation. Second point, foreign buyers are banned from buying properties in 2023. Now, some of you may already know this, but here's what you didn't know. When we look at this article from Global News, we can see that Canada's 2-year ban on non-resident buyers, which came into effect January 1st, doesn't apply to every buyer. For instance, the government confirmed that the legislation introduced late last year bans non-resident buyers but doesn't include recreational properties like cottages. That simply means that the foreign buyers ban doesn't apply to cottages and recreational properties, and that may be a way for a lot of the foreign buyers to enter the market. The third point, CMHC confirms that they will not support foreign buyers from buying properties in Canada. However, there are some exceptions to this. If we look at this article straight from CMHC, we can see that the exceptions are temporary residents studying in Canada, temporary residents working in Canada, refugees, and a few other categories. Guess what? Guess who the highest population of foreign buyers wanting to buy properties here in Canada is? It's the temporary residents working and studying in Canada. And it just so happens to be that they still qualify to buy properties. And that's the reason why I don't think the housing prices will be impacted as much by the foreign buyers ban. Fourth, rent increases have gone up in 2023. As we can see in this article straight from Ontario.ca, due to the financial losses that many landlords suffered during the pandemic, the rent increase allowance in 2023 has gone up to 2.5%. That's right. So with a 90 days notice to your tenant, you can now increase your rents by 2.5%. To many landlords, this may not make a huge difference because many tenants are paying rents from years ago, and if you were to increase their rents by even 2.5%, it doesn't make a huge impact to your overall portfolio. But guess what? Something's better than nothing, isn't it? Fifth, no rent regulations on properties built after 2018. Although this rule was implemented in September 2022, many people still don't know about it. If we look at this article from Sobara Law, we can see that the landlords are allowed to increase rents to any given amount they feel comfortable with a 90 days notice. That's right, this means that you can raise your rents to any amount you feel comfortable with a 90 days notice if your home was built after 2018. That means if you don't like your tenant or you just want to hit a certain monthly income target, you can raise your rents at any given moment as long as you're not in an existing contract with your tenant. Number 6, mortgage interest rates versus buying power. We already know that the interest rates have gone up. How will this impact buyers in this market? Here's an article from BizCast that states 5 reasons how the mortgage industry will be impacted. And if we scroll down to number 3, we can see federally regulated lending will have a higher demand in the coming months. Mainstream mortgages will become less popular thanks to stress tests, declining home values, and highly leveraged consumers. This will give people no choice but to look at private lending options and mortgage investment corporations. Normally, alternative lenders have higher interest rates and many people shy away from them, but this time it will be a tough pill to swallow. And banks have already accounted for these higher monthly payments because they had implemented the stress test years ago. Part to this article is that there will be more fierce mortgage competition. As mortgage default risk climbs in 2023, lenders will continue to support liquid government-backed mortgage securitization. This means there will be no competition in the insured mortgage programs, and the 6 major banks will hold on to their rates with the uninsured mortgages. The net effect is that the gap between the insured and uninsured rates will widen even further in 2023. This means if you're looking to buy an investment property or put 20% or more down on your property, consider reaching out to alternative lenders and credit unions because they may have more competitive interest rates than the 6 major banks at this time. Number 7, the anti-tax flipping law. In an effort to slow down the highly aggressive property prices, the government decided to put in play a tax flipping law. It basically states that if you own a property for less than 12 months, you will be hit with 100% capital gains. What that means is in a normal circumstance before this law was implemented, if your property value went up, you would only pay 50% capital gains, which means 50% of the profits would be added to your income. Now, 100% of the profits will be added to your income. The tax bracket and the tax payments on such a profit would be pretty high, so most people will not own properties for less than 12 months anymore. There are some exceptions to this, like if you had a death, disability, relocation, or separation in the family, but I would check with an accountant before jumping to any conclusions. Post from the Financial Post that states that the CRA is already challenging homeowners ahead of the anti-tax flipping rules. This will take out most of the short-term investors and flippers, but it won't affect the overall market in my opinion, because most people in today's market are buying with the intention to hold for 3 to 5 years minimum. Do you think any of these laws will drop the home prices any further in 2023? Are there any laws that I missed on that you think will play a big role this year? Comment below. And until next time, we provide results that move you.